Okay guys, welcome along to another hot battle report. This time I try on Samurai. So, in my opponent's list, he has a Hero General, 6 Blade, 3 Shooter, and 2 Lurker. While my army is pretty much exactly what you've seen before. Warband General, 5 Warband, 2 Shooter, 2 Rider, and a Behemoth Giant. So, my right hand side, on my opponent's side, is taken up by his Blade, in front of which he's protecting his stronghold. And then to the centre left hand side, he's got yet more Blade. He's a Hero General, which is mounted on the horse there, and 3 Shooter at the far end. While on my right, I've got all my Warband come together, supported by the Giant and the Shooters. While on the far left, I have my Riders, really just to hit my opponent's Shooters. So, with me having first turn round, I just move up. We're looking something like this. This is my second move. My opponent's move forward, I believe. I just keep driving forward. He's trying to bring his hero around to slow down my giant. My shooters again head through the terrain. It's just to build up area there. And on the left hand side, my horse are just holding back. Just attempt to shoot us out across that direction, because of course my warband are pretty crap against shooters. Obviously not getting a quick kill against them. And so we're looking like that. I'll just remove the building just so my shooters can move through. Now my opponent's pretty much holding his position as is. I'm just going to try and punch my way straight through him and see if I can get his stronghold. So he charges in with his general to take down my giant. I hold my ground, and thankfully he can't be driven back or anything, so my Celts behind are quite happy and safe, and I can keep charging forwards. Which I do to a devastating effect. I in fact wipe out all the 3 guys in front of me, for a very rare change for me. This is while my giant struggles on and tries to defeat the general here. So I try and send over some support to try and help the giant out against the general, and obviously also get a quick kill against him. I think I have pushed him back once, but I haven't been able to with my giant to engage him. My opponent was able to engage my flank with his blade and wiped out the warband, which is a bit of a shame. My giant managed to defeat the hero general as well, so I should be able to push forward on my turn. So we're now looking something like this. My giant pushed forwards and tried to tackle the warlord again, but with no luck. While my warlord himself, unfortunately, didn't have enough pips to send all 4 of them against the stronghold, because I couldn't wheel that way. Obviously I couldn't do a group move, so he went out by himself and tried to take on the stronghold. It was a 6-5, but I thought it was worth a chance for a quick grab of victory. Unfortunately, I'm just pushed back. After that, yeah, things starting to look crap for my giant. I've now been engaged by Blade. Thankfully, there's no chance he's going to quick kill me, because he'll never drive me back. He still has to double me. On the other side, the Blade pushed my general back and caused me to fall back. So things are looking like this. I've now brought in my shooter to try and help support my giant. He's struggling somewhat. He's pushed again against his blade against my guys. I think the lurker comes out at some point now and tries to engage my guys on the flank, but I drive him off, I believe. And here my warlord wipes out the blade, and we fight to a stalemate in the combat in the centre. Here's just a shot of my general surging forwards there after the victory. And here we have those poxy ninjas. His lurkers come out and attack my warband. Fortunately, cause them to drive back, wipes out one of them. And so things are looking something like this. That ninja will vanish, and later on he does bring in another ninja. I can't remember where from. I think he tries to attack my shooters and drives him off This is important because we made a bit of a mistake later on, but it doesn't matter because you'll never know about it. And so, yep, there's the death of my giant, and the death of his blade against my warlord in the background. So I'm now going to try and surge and take on the stronghold. Yeah, and during this fight, I turned around to face his army. He's brought his general in. Again, I brought one of my bloody bases into the terrain. So he popped out with a ninja, and but I managed to defeat him off. And what the mistake was, we then carried on playing the game as it was, and my general was later killed. And then we realised at this point, by driving off that ninja, that was his other ninja, I'd actually already got the 12 points, so we managed to escape with that one. So we came back to it, and it was a victory for the Celts. So on to the next game. This time I'm the defender, and I set up as you see here. This was not a good setup for me. My opponent saw where I was setting up and played that to his entire advantage, as he should. So again, starting with my opponent's left, he's clumped all his blade in one clump in the corner there, followed by his general and his shooters beside that. And there's just a shot of his left flank of shooters, and he's got another blade there just sandwiched in between. So on my right flank, it's looking something like this. I've put my cavalry on the far side, and my giant just to protect the stronghold there. Then I've got my warband. And then on my far left I've got another cavalry, and stupidly, as I always do, I put my shooters in the terrain. And bang, every ninja from Japan turns up to take out my poor ruddy shooters. And it takes a couple of bounds, but I managed to drive them off, but they all come back in and wipe out the rest of my shooters. This is just foolish of me. It's just habit that I happen to put these guys back in the bag going, and yeah, it really didn't pay. It's when you get into habits you don't think about things. Lurkers were an obvious thing. I knew my opponent done it. He had it in the game before, and I just didn't play to that strength. If I stayed out of the terrain, they'd have never turned up. So the rest of the armies just moved forwards together. I'm desperate here because my warband are no good against his shooters. I've got no quick kill bonuses. My strength is against what is his left flank, and I just cannot get across there because I'm rolling so low on pips. So as you can see, during my turn, I try and bring my cavalry around the back just to get them out of the way of my units, as I want to bring them into contact with that blade. As you can see, I just don't have the pips at the moment, so I'm individually moving the elements out. I'm going to try and extend my front line and just try and catch as many blades as I can. But to be honest, the opponent's already on me. I should never have moved forwards. If I had, I didn't have to move forward so far. Just get my giant out of the way and just let my blade slowly move over to where the my warband slowly move over to where the blade was, and then just use my giant on my left flank. So as my opponent's moving forward, this is my hastily produced line. This is just crud. There's no advantages to where my fights are. I've played this hand really badly. My opponent's played it perfectly. He's got all his strength where he wants it to be, and his blade well away from my warband. So he moves up with some concentrated shooting, drives one of my guys back, and destroys one of my elements of warband. So he's managed to wipe out 6 points of my army, and I've done no to him yet. In fact, I haven't even got to combat really. I don't count my shooters, as they were just ambushed. So even though I knew I shouldn't, I just ploughed forwards. As you can see, my general was lucky enough to be up against Blade, and the Blade was in the bag going, so I saw that as a weak point, and I managed to drive through there. I managed to push back his shooter. His other shooters drove back my warband. His general drove back my warband. And yeah, things are looking a bit cruddy right now. Yes, he popped up more ruddy ninjas and wiped out one of my units. And I think that's all he did for this fight. I think he shot again at my warband, but this time he rolled low enough that I was unscathed. I managed to get his jump on his general, so I went for it. I got my general versus his general, and I've managed to get support in the flank, so I'll quick kill him. As you can see, my giant has managed to smash through some chaps and actually wiped one out, which surprised the hell out of me. So it all came down to this dice roll. But unfortunately, we got a draw, so I was stuck there, and then he brought his shooter in behind and killed my general. And that was the end of the game. My opponent played brilliantly, there was nothing I could do. I just played like a muppet from the beginning to end on that one. I didn't get any of my fights in the right place. So, well done to my opponent, kudos to him, and I should learn from this for the next time. As always guys, thanks for your support and watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Farewell.